Just get on with it!
Friendly Moab incoming.
All warfare is based on deception. For years, the West's hypocrisy has made the world a battlefield. The corrupt talk, while our brothers and sons spill their own blood.
Remember, silver.
Deceit cuts both ways.
Russian authorities claim the attack was orchestrated by an American CIA operative named Joseph Allen.
The bigger the lie, the more likely people will believe it. And when a nation cries for vengeance, the lie spreads like a wildfire.
I'm looking at fighter jets over I-95.
The fire builds, devouring everything in its path.
This is a deliberate act of war against the United States.
Our enemies believe that they alone dictate the course of history. That all it takes is the will of a single man.
Okay, so Modern Warfare 3 of course is the final installment in Infinity Ward's Modern Warfare trilogy. It released in 2011, and the trilogy came to a close with the supposed equivalent and big bombasticness to Return of the Jedi. It's not bad by any means, but it's not better than the original two, and they could have done better.
Your world as you knew it is gone. How far will you go to bring it back?
So the story for this game is, the world is in chaos and people are realizing that Makarov is behind the start of World War III with the orchestration of the airport massacre. But somehow Russia and US are still fighting, and the Russians even invade the entirety of Europe. So you know the routine by now.
Enemy Moab incoming!
Prologue. This counts as a level, I guess. Remember when Soap had a knife lodged in his chest? Yeah, he's still bleeding. You have a little intro with flashy animations showing you highlights from the last game, but that's really it.
What? Clear!
We cannot lose New York. Are there any special mission units in the area we can request?
JSOC's got a Delta Force team at Bennett Field. Call sign Metal.
Overlord, Metal 01 is up on Greenside.
This is Sandman. Understand we are OpCon to you. Over.
Glad to have you in our corner, Sandman. The Russians are using electronic countermeasures to jam our comms and guidance systems. The primary emission tower is on top of the stock exchange. I need your team to destroy it. The jammer's full spectrum, so until it's down, you'll have no radio contact. I have ground assets to get you close. Over.
Copy all. We'll get it done.
Black Tuesday. I genuinely enjoyed this level. It started with a fucking bang. So you start the campaign as Derek, quote, Frost. You work with Sandman, the bad guy from Ninja Turtles, Truck, Idris Elba, and Grinch, the bad guy from Die Hard 4. And the US Delta Force has to take back the New York Stock Exchange in Manhattan.
Keep scanning your sectors. I think we lost them! Shit! Enemy high! Hold on. Make it left.
Hunter Killer. So, the battery tunnel in New York has collapsed. You work with the Delta Force to board a Russian sub and take over the missiles to use against them.
Roger, Metal 01. Missile strikes confirmed on multiple Russian hard targets in your AO. All primary threats neutralized. Good work, team. That's one for the books.
Persona non grata. Makarov's men are coming after Price and Soap. You buy them some time with Price's new sidekick, Yuri. Turbulence. You play as Andrei Kharkov, a Russian Secret Service agent. Your goal is to protect the Russian president from Makarov's hijacking and search parties.
Russia will take all of Europe, even if it must stand upon a pile of ashes. I want the launch codes, Mr. President.
You'll never get them.
Every man has his weakness. Find the girl.
Alright, so back on the grid. I honestly forgot this mission existed. I had to go looking at a Modern Warfare 3 wiki because, again, I forgot this mission existed while I played the game. I just kind of went through it, and in my review, in my script, I totally missed it. I'm sure I even had the game pulled up in front of me and I just skipped it because, oh my god, this level's boring. This level is so boring. I remember this level having a really long turret section and it didn't need one.
Fury, man the 50 caliber, lay down cover fire. Put fire on the technical.
It's not about winning, it's about fun. Fun is when... Fun is... It's like... It's kind of... Sort of like a... What is fun? Let me spell it for you.
Get up! We're gonna get out of here!
Mind the Gap. Okay, this is the last chapter in Act 1. You're back playing as the SAS after last game not even touching them, and you play with Wallcroft and Griffin. If you those sound familiar, they're in Modern Warfare 1's Crew Expendable mission. They're everyone that isn't Gaz or Price. You play as Mark Burns, and you kill all the bad guys in London. It's pretty fun. And even though a truck explodes at the end, I'm saying Burns survives, because he's got my last name, and Wallcroft is on the radio in the next briefing saying that people are, exposed, and he was closer to the truck when it exploded. Burns survived. Alright, and this level has the, quote, sensitive material for the game in it. You see a family videotape, and in the family videotape, well, the family dies. It's something you'd sit through in a zombie game while trying to figure out the outbreak. It's not nearly as bad as No Russian, but it's cool they had a skip button here, I guess, if you played it like that, because if you have a skip button you can say, well, this is boring.
At 6:22 Greenwich Mean Time, chemical attacks were triggered across Europe.
I repeat, Downing Street is within the contamination radius. Over.
I'm now reporting Russian tanks rolling down the Champs-Élysées.
This was no act of terrorism. The attacks were intended to cripple our defenses and pave the way for an invasion. We need to hit them now with everything we've got.
Sir, we've lost contact with the delegation in Hamburg.
Metal 01, this is Overlord Actual. You are being rerouted for Hamburg. We've got a principal-level hostage rescue.
Who is it?
The Vice President.
Goalpost. So you save the Vice President from Russian forces in Hamburg, you storm the beaches, ride a tank, and shoot all the bad guys.
Перехожу на другую позицию.
Return to sender. Soap, Price, Yuri, they storm a warlord's village for information. Everyone that isn't a good guy dies.
Yuri, Soap, let's find this
I got a
bastard.
truck. Bag and drag. With the information from the warlord, the Delta Force teams up with the French GIGN and takes down Makarov's head goon in Paris. Delta goes into the stop because Price calls Sandman and tells him to go. How does Price know Sandman? I'm genuinely confused. Did they meet in the field? Are they old ops buddies? Why does Price trust Sandman more than any other person? That would have been real nice if he trusted Ghost as much as he fucking trusts Sandman. But you actually experience a cutscene in this mission, even though it's not supposed to look like one, but you do.
Checking for toxins, hold up. I've got negative contamination in this area. Masks off, but keep your eyes open.
Rapid vehicle is down! Get out! Come here, asshole. This is Metal 01, jackpot. Bulk secure. Archer, you son of a bitch.
Bring him in for interrogation. We'll extract any intel he has.
Iron Lady. You have Makarov's man, Volk, but now you take him to the extraction point near the Eiffel Tower, and you actually see the tower fall. It's a pretty epic moment, to be honest.
Is expecting us half a click to the north.
Let's get this over with.
Eye of the Storm. Volk's intel leads Price and Company to the middle of a war zone, and you have to set up shop for an assassination attempt, but you have to follow Soap. If you break Soap's tail, you die. Okay, Blood Brothers. Where do I start with this mission? Kamarov dies. Soap throws you out a window and somehow gets more hurt than you. He dies. He tells Price that Makarov knows Yuri, and then Price rhymes.
Soap trusted you. I thought I could too. So why in bloody hell does Makarov know you?
Yuri is the first playable Modern Warfare protagonist to talk to. Even though he doesn't have subtitles, you can hear him talk if you have the TV set loud enough.
Sikayev never forgot what we did for him today.
And the M1911 that we've seen switch hands twice this series so far comes back. It's left on Soap's body.
Remember, no rushing.
Stronghold. Solid snake your way through Makarov's compound castle thing. You find out that the Russian president's daughter is in Berlin. You break the tail with Price, you die.
Alexei, has your intel been confirmed?
Yes, sir. Our men are on their way to Berlin.
Are you listening?
The daughter is there. We will have her in a matter of hours.
Move! Head for the building!
Metal 01, we've lost contact with the German division commander. What's the status on the ground?
Take column is down! We're getting overrun! This AO is lost!
Scorched Earth. The US Delta Force uses Price's intel to save the president's daughter. They fail, but this mission is incredibly fun. So, it evens out, I guess. Even the last breach is cool. You blow back and you take Sandman's gun to kill the bad guys. Down the rabbit hole. Save the Russians with both the Delta Force and Price's group. You play as Yuri, and I couldn't find Frost anywhere in this mission. I don't know where he is. The Delta Force team dies here too, so Infinity Ward keeps up their track record of killing US soldiers in every game.
It's time to go! Come on! Let's go! Just go! Go! Back down there! Sandman, do you read me? Sandman, come in!
Greek President Bolshevsky and his return to Moscow.
Dust to dust. Price and Yuri basically pull a no Russian on Makarov and his men. Yuri dies, Price kills Makarov, and Price takes a smoke break. Before the mission, the disavowed banner is taken off the Task 141 mission thing, briefing. Simple, I don't know. So Price is back to doing his job. The only ally he has left is Nikolai though. He's surely gonna have some PTSD, but he fucking deserves it! And that is Modern Warfare 3. So let's talk about it some more. The game takes place over the course of 5 months, August 17th, 2016 to January 21st, 2017. And it starts right where 2 leaves off. Honestly, I wish the game still took place over the course of a week, maybe saying day 8 and counting from there. Looking back at it, I wish they kept Shepard alive to be the bad guy for this game and killed Makarov in 2. They set up Shepard at the end of 2 to be a villain, and we've been hunting Makarov since the start of the second game. The game isn't nearly as open as 2. For example, if you look at any of the missions and compare them to Cliffhanger from Modern Warfare 2, Cliffhanger has the open feel from GoldenEye Surface, but none of these missions feel that way at all. It's super incredibly linear this time around. Maybe it's a product of a quick turnaround and Infinity Ward was struggling with time management. I don't know. They removed the Beretta from the game, and I know I shouldn't care, but seeing it in 1 and 2 as a staple of the United States loadout, only to have it missing here, is jarring. Yeah, you get James Bond's P99, but you lose John McClane's M9. I remember not wanting a Modern Warfare 4 in 2013, because I was okay with the story ending here. It feels like Return of the Jedi, and at that point I just didn't care anymore. I also hated the multiplayer when it first came out. I always preferred Black Ops 1 because of the currency system, the contracts, and everything like that. But looking back, I miss Modern Warfare 3. I wish I gave this game more of a chance earlier, but hindsight's 2020. There's no way we would predict that 2012's Black Ops 2 would be the last fun Call of Duty. Special Ops comes back, but I still really don't care. There are some missions that blend into the campaign, and that's pretty neat. Survival is the best part of the game though, especially with the free DLC where you just play on terminal for Modern Warfare 2.
Enemy attack dogs near your position. Be advised, they are carrying explosives.
On a scale of Return of the Jedi being the absolute best third chapter of a trilogy to The Godfather 3, the absolute worst third chapter of a trilogy, it's somewhere in between. It's above halfway, but it's not close to Return of the Jedi territory. Because I'll go back and watch Return of the Jedi. I don't see myself going back to playing Modern Warfare 3. And honest to God, I do apologize if I sound low energy, but Modern Warfare 3 after 2, I've played this game before. I knew what I was in for. It broke my heart. It really broke my heart. And that's it for me right now. The next game I'll be back with, I want to talk about the James Bond games before the next movie comes out. So, if all goes according to plan, I'll be back with a review of 007 From Russia With Love.
Too bad. The game is over, Mr. Bond.
I think it's just begun.